Good evening, good evening. This is Marie Holiday, and today is Monday, January the 25th, 2021. And I hope everybody had a fabulous day today. And before we get into today's lecture, let me just remind everyone to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification button and to assist my channel in reaching its goal of 100 subscribers. By the end of this month, I'm currently at 81 subscribers strong. So let's do this. And also share my channel, share this information, with all of these different thought-provoking topics. So with that being said, let's get down to today's lecture. I'm going to talk about 10 signs of a gambling addiction. I'm going to talk about 10 signs of a gambling addiction. And I just want to remind everyone that I am a licensed clinical addiction specialist. I'm qualified to assess people who are suffering from alcoholism, drug addiction, gambling addiction, to assess and treat them. So I'm going to present 10 signs of hiding 10 signs of hiding a gambling addiction. And gambling addiction is a very serious behavioral addiction. So pay attention. I'm going to introduce 10 signs that a problem gambler or a gambling addict is hiding their addiction from their significant others or family members or loved ones. And in most situations, in most cases, when the person gambling addiction is revealed, the financial damage is catastrophic. It's a gambling addiction is a destroyer of all destroyers, and I'm here to tell you. So with that being said, pay attention. Signs of a gambling addiction. Number one is the gambler will have unexplained or unverified spending. Unexplained or unverifiable spending, meaning they're say if they have won a lot of money from gambling, and at times they win, at times they lose, sometimes lose more than win, lose. But many times when they win, one of the things that gambler would do is spend. Buy clothes, jewelry, spend, buy significant others and kids expensive gifts. So it would be at times unexplained or unverifiable spending, because that significant other or loved one is gonna, if they're in a relationship, they're gonna have a general idea on what their income is if they are working a job. So if they are doing all this lavish spending from time to time, if they're hiding their gambling addiction, if they even hiding the fact that they're gambling, they're going to have to come up with a lie to explain where all this extra money is coming from. So a serious warning sign is unexplained or unverifiable spending. That can be a warning sign of a gambling addiction. Number two warning sign that someone is hiding a gambling addiction: the gambler will have excessive phone use. They're excessively using that phone to do online betting, online gambling, and it can be excessive and sometimes noticeable by the significant other. They're literally glued to that phone. Even if they are going to a gambling establishment to gamble, but in addition to that, they're also doing online betting, online gambling. Instead of enjoying that family dinner together, they are engaged in online betting, online gambling on that smartphone. Instead of sitting down and enjoying a family function, physically they're there, but they're not, because they're engaging in their online betting or online gambling, which requires excessive use of that phone. So, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention to that. Number two. Number three, signs of a gambling addiction is the gambler will have secretive behavior. Because they're not gonna be self-disclosing what they're doing with their time when they were going to these gambling establishments or going out there trying to recoup money that they don't lost. So it'll be a lot of secretive behavior, times that they cannot explain in terms of where they have been or what they've done with the time. So a whole lot of secretive behavior. Number 4, another sign of having a gambling addiction, because secrets will kill you. I'm here to tell you. It's depression. The person may begin to show symptoms of depression, irritability, feeling down, low, or not, or at times not being motivated to go to work or spend time with family. So symptoms of depression, especially if they've lost money, or they can't verify their spending, or the secretive behavior. So symptoms of depression would be noticeable. It would be evident in terms of seeing symptoms of depression in the gambler by a significant other or loved one. Number 5, another sign of hiding gambling addiction is lying about money and unpaid bills, telling right out lies about money and unpaid bills. Because as the gambling addiction progresses and the losses begin to mount, many times that gambler will begin to use bill money, rent money, mortgage money, car notes, cell phone bills, or credit money to pay bills that they supposed to be paying bills, but they're not paying the bills. They're using that money to support their gambling addiction, and then they're going to turn around and tell lies about the money and tell lies about the unpaid bill. For example, they'll flat out lie, say, I paid that bill, but in reality, they did not pay that bill. They used that bill money to feed their gambling addiction. Number 6, another sign of having a gambling addiction is substance use or abuse. In addition to the gambling addiction, the person also may begin to incorporate the use of excessive alcohol, marijuana, or hard drugs or prescription drugs, in addition to the gambling addiction, to sometimes to ease the symptoms of guilt, to ease the symptoms of depression. But the alcohol, the drug use, and the secret behavior, all that does is create a vicious cycle. Number 7, another sign of hiding a gambling addiction is interruption or an absence from relationships or family time. Interruptions of or absence from relationship or family time. So they're going to have abruptly leaving the house. They're going to have absence for long periods of time away from the house, family functions, because they're out there going to these different gambling establishments. In addition to the online gambling, they let time get away from them. And many people, once they enter certain gambling establishments, they can be there for hours and hours, and sometimes up to a whole 24 hours at a time. And then they got explained to their significant other where they have been. Number 8, warning sign of hiding a gambling addiction is excessive or compulsive like behavior. Excessive or compulsive like behavior. Excessive use of the phone, excessive use of the online betting, excessive use of the online gambling, excessive behavior in terms of going to the gambling establishments. So that's a huge warning sign of hiding gambling addiction, is excessive or compulsive like behavior. Number 9, anger issues. Because the gambler is keeping so many secrets and lying about the money and unexplained reasons for being absent, the gambler will begin to show anger issues. The significant other is going to notice that the person is easily agitated, easily irritable, and having all these anger issues that's coming out of nowhere. But in reality, what's creating the anger issue is the secretive behavior of the gambling addiction and all the lies and that goes along with it. And then number 10 is another warning sign of hiding a gambling addiction is changes in personality, daily routines, or relationships. Changes in personality, they may become short-tempered or easily angered. Changes in the daily routine because they got all these interruptions in terms of can't explain why they got abruptly leave family functions, or abruptly leave the home, can't stay for dinner, not showing up for family dinners, and etc. And also changes in the relationship because now they with all the manipulative behavior and hiding the gambling addiction, that's going to create secrecy, not communication breakdown, and ultimately it can destroy that relationship. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just introduced 10 warning signs of a gambler hiding their gambling addiction. And I'm here to tell you, if a person is suffering from gambling addiction, there is help out there. The person can go to Gambling Anonymous. There's 1-800 numbers you can call. There's counseling you can get to get assistance to break the cycle of gambling addiction. So with that being said, do not forget to hit my subscribe button, hit my notification button. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so and be a part of my channel, reaching its 100 subscribers by the end of January. Be on the lookout for more thought-provoking video uploads. And with that being said, that's all I have. Simplify. Have a great evening. See you all again next time.